What is wrong with British politics that we've got to this stage?
Oh, it's a mess, isn't it?
Yes, I think we can agree on that.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
My answer is we have a lack of leaders being elected to the House of Commons. And this isn't fashionable anymore, but I blame us joining the EU in the 70s. Once we joined the EU in the 70s, we didn't need leaders anymore. We didn't need statespeople anymore.
We had Thatcher, though.
No, she was involved in politics before the EU came along. So these are the intake since we've joined the EU. And what we've needed from joining the EU was we needed middle managers to implement the directives that came from a foreign power in Europe. And that's who we employed as MPs. Now we've left the EU, it's going to take a decade, we'll start getting a better quality of people wanting to be MPs, to get to the House of Commons and start leading our country.
That begs the question. We talked about it a lot yesterday, actually. Given the, frankly, the horrors of the state of this Parliament, I think it's legitimate to our, and let me explain that. I mean, what are we on? Prime Minister number 3, isn't it? Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, Sunak. Since the Tories were elected, I think we're on Prime Minister number 5. I'm losing count. But actually, who in their right mind, above middle managers, as you describe them, would want to go into politics?
They're called patriots. We need people who are willing to put the country first, the people first. And if they have to sacrifice their political career or sacrifice their reputation to improve the country, that's what needs to be done. What we have politicians, career politicians who go, look at this policy, is this going to help me in 2 years' time to be elected? No, it's not. In which case, I'm not for it. It's short-termism all the time. It's all about the next election cycle. We need people who will put the country first.
People out there are giving up on the two main parties. It's not huge, okay, but it's significant. They have no chance under our present electoral system of getting elected, though, are they? So what, without change, without parliamentary electoral reform, is it really going to happen?
It will happen. It'll happen slowly. We do things in this country slowly, which we should be grateful for. Otherwise, we'll be swinging from one crisis to another crisis politically, which we're sort of doing anyway. The small parties will influence the bigger parties. So the Tories are going to get wiped out, and rightly so, at the next election.
I'll make a bet with you, actually, and this is not, before I get accused of just being an ex-wicked old Tory, I don't think they will get wiped out. They're going to get hammered. They could lose more than they lost in 1997. But I think the electoral system will prevent the sort of Canada wipeout that we saw when they went down to 5 seats.
And that's what I'm predicting as well. So when I say wiped out, I mean the Blair election wiped out. They'll spend 5 years in opposition. They will then have to internally search for the soul of the Tory party. What are we here for? And hopefully they'll find a new aim, which is the old aim, and they'll get rid of the wets.
Okay, we'll come back to that, because I'll be talking about Prime Minister Sunak getting that fatal vote of, like in football, when the chairman of the party comes out and says the manager is brilliant, we love him. I noticed cabinet ministers were out, including Mark Harper today, saying he will lead us into the next election. It doesn't bode well, does it?
If you like that video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell and comment. And if you like what I'm saying about running for Mayor of Greater Manchester, then stick around. Tell your family, tell your friends. The only way I'm going to have a chance of winning is a grassroots movement. So be part of that movement and hit that bell. Thanks.